This is Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shake your body.
Wake your fuck ass up. That crust out your eyes.
In the morning, Shake 4-5. We're live on the air.
We're live. Are we on the air?
You know, Heather B., I was speaking this morning because I had a wonderful experience last night as they were filming the local TV Trailblazer honors, and they were honoring a lot of amazing people who kind of stand up for folks who don't have an opportunity to express their voice. Mm-hmm. And they blaze new trails for others who don't have certain acceptance or understanding. Mm-hmm. And they done some monumental things in their lives to help make this society a better place in regards to acceptance and equality.
Right.
And good friend of mine, Ryan Croft, is the president over there at Logo TV, and Steve Friedman over at MTV Networks, and Chris McCarthy, who really relaunched MTV2.
Right.
And Chris such a baller now. I'm not sure what his title is.
Baller.
And they invited me to the event, and I brought my daughter there, and Cece came with me, and Raven Simone was there. Jason Collins was there. Kelly Osbourne was there. You know, it was a lot of great people there speaking up on equality. And in the balance was this landmark decision that has now become official. The Supreme Court ruled Friday that states cannot ban same-sex marriage, establishing a new civil right and handing gay rights advocates a victory that until very recently would have seemed unthinkable. This was a 5-4 ruling. Justice Anthony Kennedy was writing for the majority with the 4 liberal justices. Each of the 4 conservative justices wrote their own dissent. This settles one of the major civil rights fights of this era. It evolved in the minds of American public and its leaders, including President Barack Obama. He struggled publicly with the issue and ultimately embraced same-sex marriage in the months before his 2012 re-election. Here's what President Obama had to say.
This morning, the Supreme Court recognized that the Constitution guarantees marriage equality. In doing so, they've reaffirmed that all Americans are entitled to the equal protection of the law, that all people should be treated equally, regardless of who they are or who they love.
And regardless of what you believe, because we've all been discriminated against.
Right.
People should be treated equally, regardless of who they are, what they think. Maybe if you're a felon, you know, there's some rights that, you know, that are taken away from you, you know, maybe voting or something like that. But
while you're in prison, yeah.
You know, but other than that, all people should be treated equally. I met a young person last night by the name of Manu, who approached me and told me about the photography that Manu does. Now, I kept calling Manu he, and I approached Manu and said, hey, man. Hey, man.
No.
Does it bother you if I say he, she, or whatever? Or does it even matter? And I invited Manu down here to take some photography. Manu has no idea who he's filming. She's filming. But I expressed, you know, Pete Rock, a legendary hip-hop. I'm sure you're going to Google Pete Rock when you get home, right? Yeah. What does this decision mean to you?
Today is a milestone in the history of civil rights that is further proof of our limitless inherent power as human beings. That this is just another statement that's saying we've been down, we've been kicked down, but we're going to live from a love-centered place and we're going to make our dreams happen. Yes. And that is exactly what my trip to New York City has been about. I live my life from a love-centered place, and that's why I don't like to judge anything. So for me to see myself as separate from another person, to call myself a male or female, that's just allowing you to project your ideas of what a male and female is onto me. But I would just like you to see me as a human being, because if you see me as male or female or feminine, that's where the conflicts of misogyny come in, the conflicts of gender. We're in a place in the human consciousness where we're waking up to ideas of love and acceptance. Mm-hmm. And for America to take this amazing stance is just going to create this energy that's going to reverberate through the entire multiverse.
Yeah.
Not just
Not
this
One
just this
universe.
dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many layers to life. I do my best to tap into those, and look where it brought me. I told my mother last night at the event, you followed your highest joy, Mom. You followed your heart. You went with love, and look at where it got you.
Yeah. His mother was actually honored last night,
Oh, wow.
right?
Yeah, she was honored as a Trailblazing Parent. She does nonprofit work with PFLAG. It's the Parents, Friends, and Family of Lesbian Gays, and she started a Native American chapter in Phoenix, and it's the only one of its kind.
Yeah.
And so Logo recognized that, and it brought us here, and now I'm here talking with you.
That's right, man. He has no idea. Manu has no idea where we are right now. It's like he got the camera and just taking pictures. You got to be patient with folks, Manu, too, as they grow in this acceptance. You know, we like to use these personal pronouns to identify folks with. So be patient. Continue to be patient with folks as they get used to acceptance and being open-minded that all people should be treated equally.
Yes.
You know, and I learned a lot being there last night. You know, and I'm fairly open-minded, and you know what I don't like is when somebody discriminates against me or judges me.
Yes.
So who am I to do that to the next person?
Exactly.
Like you know, I mean, I'll take it to the mud. You know, for what I believe in and my people and my loved ones. So who am I to deny or deprive the next person their rights, you know? And so President Obama has been, you know, waving the flag since day one, you know, and I mean, he's been ridiculed, he's been persecuted, he's been scrutinized, he's been, you know, he's all sorts of things. But, you know, at the end of the day, man, I think this is a victory for the multiverse, as you put it.
Exactly.
I've never used that term.
You like it?
Manu.
You like it? You're going to start using that one?
Sway's multiverse.
Sway's multiverse. Somebody already got. So you're still going to have all that kind of ignorance, but it doesn't matter now, right?
And what I can do and what we all can do is look at that as love. I don't need to hate. I don't need to have those anger or those emotions. So it's just like, I hear that and I just think, oh, that's just a lack of love. There's just a lack of love.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's like, you don't hate that person. You don't judge them. You just say, I accept you for who you are and I love you. Like, you're a reflection of me. I believe that my reality is a reflection of me. So if I were to judge anyone as ugly, as ignorant, as stupid, or any of those lower vibration, negative energy kind of words, like I'm just telling that to myself at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I don't want to look in the mirror and feel that and see that. So I look at those people who still are asleep, I would say, who still live life from a judgmental perspective, that I just have so much love for them. Like, love, the Beatles knew it. Love is all you need.
There it is. Wow, you just quoted the Beatles. How old are you?
I'm 21.
21. Damn,
He's
you
young
know the
and
Beatles. All right. Manu, thank you for coming by today. All right.
Thank you.
Tell your mom I said hi.
Thank you so much
right,
as
tell
well.
your
You came in
family.
here with a great energy and everything.
Absolutely.
And we didn't even know Sway spoke about his experience last night and all the nice people that he met. So thank you.
Yeah.
for
I'm
coming
glad
by
to
here
share it.
today.
I'm honestly
Yeah.
glad to share
All
it.
smiles.
All right, Shade 45. We're going to take your comments on today's show, 888-742-3345. In the morning. All right, we want to thank all the citizens, man, everybody for all your opinions.
Yeah.
No matter what you think, as long as you think. That's what we want you to be conscious.
People change their thoughts because they don't realize sometimes, and you mention it a lot, you know, people grow up, they have kids, and, you know, your 17-year-old or 18-year-old son or daughter come home and have to sit down and tell you about their lifestyle preferences and their feelings that they had since they were younger. Then what are your thoughts?
Right.
You call sometimes with these ignorant statements, and I understand what you're saying, but when it hits home and it start getting close to home to you, then what happens? Then what do you say? You have to have that change of mind. Now you don't want your kid being treated a certain kind of way because of their preferences. So be easy sometimes before you make phone calls and make statements or press send on that social media making these ridiculous comments. Because I'm going to clap back at you, too, anyway. But no, I'm a straight female, but I believe that people have the right to be in love, and they have the right to share their life. So, you know, I'm happy for everybody.
How can they reach you?
Hit me up at the Happy Hour, WHB on Instagram and Twitter. Also, you missed any part of Sway's show, go to SiriusXM.com/on-demand. Congratulations to all that's been affected today by the good news.
Tracy G, how can they reach you?
Well, first of all, if any woman wants to marry me, we could do it 50 times in every damn state. Twitter, Instagram, @It's Tracy. That's where you can find me. Also, since we have all of these good vibes, check out my audio vision board at soundcloud.com/She'sBeginnerBeast.
Manu, you got social media people can reach you at?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Manu Keams. It's ManuKeams.
Okay, I'm at Real Sway on Twitter and Instagram. We be posting all these videos on Sway's Universe. Thank you to Pete Rock, Jason Ritter, Michael Yo, Theodore Grams, Jay Isaac, and Locksmith for coming through. Until Monday, we have nothing left to say.
It's Sway in the morning, only
On Shade 45.